Opie is here, and his show starts now.
Oh, there you go. Land of Confusion, done by Disturbed. Little Paul there thought it might have been Genesis. I go, no, you got to listen for the ha, ha, ha. And then you know it's Disturbed's version there, Paul. Hey. Correct. What's going on, Jim Florentine?
What's going on? He Disturbed, the first record, he did a lot of that.
Yeah.
Those noises. And then, like, the second record they put out, he didn't do any of it. He goes, I don't want to be that guy known to do that.
Yeah.
But then the third record, they went back.
He went right back to it?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's unique for that band.
I loved that first album.
Oh, the first album's phenomenal. And then, they do that great cover version of Shout, the Tears for Fears song.
And then they did Sound of Silence, right? Mm-hmm. Which is a great song. We've started the radio show with that one. I guess we play Land of Confusion for all the protesters out there protesting the election. Did you see any of that last night?
Yeah.
It's I told everyone today, anyone that would listen to me, that I think they're going to pump up the protest tonight.
You think so?
Yeah, it's trending on Twitter, so you know how that works. You got all the SJWs out there, the social justice warriors, and they're going to be they'll be out in the streets tonight, big time. They were last night. There were a lot of people here in Manhattan. E-Rock, why are you saying fuck those people?
2 hours just to get out of Midtown. That's not even into the tunnel. Because of them coming up 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, the cops following them, moving barricade to block the streets, and then buses were stuck in intersections. So it took 2 hours to leave just Midtown Manhattan.
Well, people are very upset by the results of this.
How mad were you sitting in the car for 2 hours?
I started throwing garbage that was in my car. I cleaned my car out. That was a plus. But
who were you throwing the garbage at?
Anybody that was walking in and around traffic as they were protesting. I just through my moonroof was hucking, empty Snapple bottles and wrappers and anything that was just building up in the back seat there. I just started throwing out.
Well, people can't accept the results. This younger generation, they don't understand a loss.
And apparently
they don't understand a loss.
And apparently you get the day off from college to do this too.
Really?
A lot of colleges were saying because people were so upset and sickened and heartbroken and fearful for their future.
Yeah.
They took off yesterday to go do all these protests around the city. And then we have other stories too where people are changing their exams and other curriculum because people can't handle the outcome of the election.
Well, one college, I think they were bringing in the dogs. Did you do the dog story there, Paul?
Release the hounds.
No, they were bringing in the dogs. I don't know what they're
therapy
called.
Dogs.
Thank you.
Therapy dogs?
When me and Florentine, we're about the same age. When we were growing up, did we have a therapy dog?
No.
I don't even know what a therapy dog is. When we were growing up, you had some dogs for the blind. That was about it. And now I guess they're all over the ball
field. There's people in this building that have it.
So?
I'm just saying that it's
why do they have it?
Because they can get some kind of doctor's note, and it allows them to bring their dog with them wherever they go.
But what does the therapy dog do for them?
I guess maybe
I shouldn't make fun of it.
I think the breakdown is if you're prone to anxiety or any of those things, that you can have the dog with you.
Can't you just have a glass of wine?
Exactly, and a Xanax.
I was just on a plane with my son. He's like, "Why is that guy bringing that big dog on the plane?" I go, "Because he's a pussy."
Why was the big dog on the plane?
It was a therapy dog.
It was really a therapy dog.
Yeah, some of them are really big, too. Look, I got a little Yorkie. If I walked around with that dog all day, I'd be getting like 9 numbers a day.
Sure.
From chicks, a little 6 pounds. So I don't do that because I got anxiety.
I guess I got to just understand the new ways, because when we grew up, we would laugh at someone if they had, quote, a therapy dog.
We're still laughing at them.
That they walked around with and hugged and...
I'm still laughing.
Okay, good. Okay.
Because you could take a pill for that, for anxiety. I get it. People have anxiety. It could be some post-traumatic stress disorder they have, but they don't need a dog. They could take a pill. There's plenty of pills out there to take them.
And they figured out the doses of the pills, too. When we were growing up, that was another thing. If you had a little something going on, they gave you a pill, and then you were like a zombie. Now it's lower doses.
Yeah.
They're really fine-tuning that shit for the people that need it.
Yeah, we take a half and then see how you felt after a half hour, and God, I'll pop the other half.
Yeah, let's do that. But so, I don't know, a college brought in therapy dogs to handle the results of this election. You walk around Manhattan, I mean, this is the epicenter of people that are sad and pissed off about this election, because the big cities pretty much voted for Clinton, right? And then it was the rural areas that put Trump over the top. So, I mean, if you look at the map of New York, which is always goes Democratic big time, and it did once again, Trump won everything outside. Look at that. Look at this map. He won everywhere except for like Albany,
Albany,
and of course downstate where we are, Long Island / Manhattan area. But the rest of New York State went Trump. All those rural areas, and that's how he won that election. And people are mad about it. How do you feel? Who was your guy?
Well, I just like to annoy people, so, it's like, people are like, what are you going to say to my kids when I wake up in the morning? Trump won?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to say.
How about you say nothing to the kids? How about you don't put that burden on them?
Yeah.
Unless they're maybe a little older and they're asking you the questions. If they're not asking you the questions, then just keep your fucking mouth shut. That whole, what do we tell the children? How about you tell them nothing unless they come to you? Right?
Yeah, well, I was just annoyed because when you're waiting online anywhere, I was just down in Disney with my kid, and people bitching about Trump winning and stuff. So then, just to annoy him, I was just telling my brother was standing there too, and he knew what I was doing. I go, thank God Hillary didn't win. And he's like, why? Because he'll set me up. He has no idea where I'm going with it. I go, what was I going to tell my son in the morning if Hillary won? I mean, she told all those guys that her husband sexually assaulted back in the 80s and 90s to keep their mouths shut, or they're going to go after him.
Yeah.
How do I explain that this woman doesn't even like women?
Yeah. And?
That she made these people shut up, and she told Monica Lewinsky, the woman, the intern, that she was a whore.
Right.
That it was her fault, not a guy that was 30 years older than him taking advantage of his power. I go, thank God I didn't have to have that speech with him. Just complete silence. Ugh.
Oh, really?
Ugh.
I thought someone would turn around and give you a talking to about that.
No, because what are they going to say to that? That's all true.
Right.
So if you want to go with the Trump stuff, you got to go with the Hillary stuff too.
I think you got to blame the Democrats. They really thought this was, it was Clinton's time. It was her legacy. This was hers. I mean, if you remember the primary, she was up there with a bunch of duds because they decided as a party that it's Hillary's, and let's not even look at anybody else.
Right. You've seen through the
do you
emails.
even remember the people she was up against in the primaries at this point?
Besides Bernie, no.
Well, of course. I forgot I almost had the name of one. But it doesn't even matter.
Right, and you saw through the leaked emails that they wanted Bernie out. They were just, it was all going to Hillary. Bernie was just, they were going to make up shit to destroy Bernie, and basically at the end they just said, look, just go to the side, and Hillary's our candidate.
He pussed out in the end.
Oh, yeah.
He pussed out. With all that energy he had from the youths of America, he should have just stayed in. He should have just said, fuck it, I'm staying in this fucking thing. Or he should have went third party or something. Why not? He's an old guy, too. He doesn't have a career left. This was it.
I know.
This was your final thing.
What, he's 74? How long are you going to stay in?
75.
75.
75. Okay. Oh, yeah, Martin O'Malley. That was the one I almost came up with. Because I remember him because he... when he talked, he had a little air going through his teeth.
Right.
Is it bad? I love making fun of speech impediments. Is that bad?
No.
Because, all right, good. Because I wrote this down.
You're probably
what would Jim Florentine think?
You're probably asking the wrong. Well, it depends. If it's a kid, you don't laugh at it.
No.
But if it's someone that's older, like, you could have got that fixed.
Of course.
There are, you can go to specialists and they can fix that for you.
See, but we come from a different time. Nowadays, I guess if you're young and you just heard me say I love making fun of speech impediments, you want to drive off the road. You're like, how could anyone say that?
Oh, they were making fun of someone that has a therapy dog. How could you do that?
Right. A therapy dog. Could we list the things you need a dog for? When we were growing up, it was because you were blind. That was it. That was it.
They also had him for elderly who had problems hearing because the dog would also help them cross the street.
That was like later on, man.
Service dogs like that.
Yeah. But I mean, to actually hold them because you got anxiety, and
that's in the last 10 years.
And who are the people around here that have therapy dogs?
You see them in the elevator. I mean, there's.
That work for our company.
I don't know anyone for our company, but like NBC's in here, and a couple of financial businesses are here. And you see every now and then you see them with their little dogs in the elevator.
Am I the only one that has noticed that NBC loves hiring young, hot women?
NBC?
No.
Yes.
Lewis has noticed many times.
Okay, because you go in the elevator and there's what, 2 or 3 floors for NBC?
There's 4 of
it's
them.
It's all young women right out of college that get off on those floors. NBC loves
you talk about the women in the
women.
building. Yes.
Yes. No, the rest of the buildings, there's a whole bunch of slobs that get off. But those 2 floors in particular, it's all hot young women right out of college. NBC loves hiring the young ones. The young slits.
You can't say that today either.
Yeah. What, you can't say young slits?
No, that's frowned upon.
Oh, what were we going to tell me? There's a protest
update.
What's that?
We got in touch with Sherrod.
Yeah.
And because of protests, he actually had to get out of his car at around 58th. He's walking down here.
What? They're protesting outside Trump already?
I guess so, but he can't get. They can't get to 6th Avenue, so he had to get out of his car. And he's
wow. And I was talking about that. We have the next president living in Manhattan. A mere what is it? It's not even a mile from where we're broadcasting from.
It's 1 block over and 7 blocks up.
I hope he does everyone a favor and he moves down to Washington immediately because they have to pump up all the security now. You used to be able to go in and out of the Trump Tower. There's all sorts of shops and restaurants and people were hanging outside during the whole process just being idiots. And now they shut down everything. They got big sanitation trucks filled with sand because they don't want a car to just drive up and, have a car bomb or something. And they shut down the sidewalk. They shut down the side street, I think, right?
And they blocked off any parking garage within a certain block radius was blocked off because they don't want anybody having underground access.
Yeah, put a car bomb.
Right.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was telling Kenny on the way in, I think that's only the start of this. They're trying to, because this just hit them out of nowhere. They're like, we got to protect the next president now.
I was watching the news this morning. They're moving cement barricades now to get rid of those trucks.
Right.
That they are now blocking off his building.
Yeah.
And he was trying to figure out a way to stay there during his presidency. And they're now telling him this is absolutely not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not a safe space. There's no evacuation route and all these other things. So he wanted to do most of his time at Trump Tower.
Of course he does.
They say you need to go to the White House.
He was down at the White House today, as we all know, and in his mind, he had to be thinking, this is a dump compared to how I live up in Manhattan.
Absolutely. Or his place down in Palm Beach.
All that.
Yeah.
They showed...
Neither of them look thrilled today.
Well, they showed Speaker Ryan, show him the view from, I think, the Capitol. And Trump must have been thinking, you want to see a view? Why don't you come up to New York? I'll show you a view of Central Park and what I get to see every day. Don't show me your stupid views down here. This means nothing to me.
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of trees in the way at the White House.
Right.
What's your view?
This is unbelievable, man. The video of Trump and Obama talking is so great. Because I'm not one of these guys that is going to buy into the horse shit. These two guys don't fucking like each other. Obama didn't like the Clintons. And then they all have to make believe everything's cool because, it's pretty much in our Constitution that it's a peaceful transfer of power. We all know that this is what you're supposed to do. And then when Obama's out of office and he rests for a week or two, then he's going to go hard after this guy.
Without a doubt, when he starts taking away all his policies. And look, Obama in the last, few months said he's sexist, racist, misogynist.
Right.
He's, connected to the Ku Klux Klan. All of this stuff. And Trump doesn't remember, you say one bad thing about Trump, he'll destroy you. He remembers everything.
Sure.
He puts you on a list.
Yes.
So now he's got to go in there, and he met one of, I guess, for like an hour and 15 today. It was only supposed to be like a half hour.
Yeah. And they said they had some good time. They talked about some good stuff and some tough stuff, I guess. I forgot the exact quote. Maybe we can find it. And then Trump at the end said, what did he say about him? He said
it was a great honor.
No, but he said he's a very, do we have the quotes? Did you guys get the quotes of the meeting? Paul?
Like a fine man or...
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
a very fine man or something.
Yeah, something similar
He reiterated that. If you got that, let me know, Paul.
Let me check.
All right. But I think the protests tonight are going to be completely out of hand. And last night was pretty impressive.
Yeah, any chance to take like a 6-day weekend, why not?
No, they do it. They do it after work.
No, they don't. All these college kids that you see. Look at all the crap that happens.
If Sherrod's in it right now,
I guess it's just starting
up. It's 3:00 here in New York.
Yeah, it's all. You'll get the other people who are actually still working their jobs showing up after they work, but during the day and everything, it's people who are not employed and it's all college kids.
But where are they during the day? That's my point. Because I've been here and there today, and I didn't really see any protesters. But as soon as it gets dark and I turn on my TV, they got those aerial shots, and there are a lot of people marching up and down.
Yeah, many cities. Look what they did in San Francisco. They started, throwing shit to set things on fire and breaking windows at establishments and things like that. And it's like you're destroying your hometown for something you really can't do anything about right at this point.
I gotta say, it's unbelievable. This is unbelievable. President Trump. Say that. Just say it out loud. President Trump.
I'm waiting for them to unveil the official presidential portrait that they put in that big hallway.
Sure.
So he's got to sit there and then he's going to say how great that is, and it's going to look so tacky.
You think?
Yeah, it's going to be like a Velvet Elvis or something.
I don't know.
Just think the first lady has pictures out there of her doing lesbian stuff.
Well,
girl on girl action.
They're all over the internet.
No, I know, but it's just
they decided to introduce the internet to our new first lady, and boy, those pictures were pretty good. Who's on the hotline? Stump Brain? All right, let's go to Mikey. Mike.
Hey, I know you were talking about the protest.
Yeah.
It's not as spontaneous as you might think. There's a socialist group on Facebook that's laying all these out and calling the shots. If you see the red flags, this is a very organized group.
In all these cities, they could get that many people, huh?
Absolutely, and it's a lot of the old Occupy crowd, and you'll see the guys with the neckerchiefs or handkerchiefs covering their face.
Right.
They are probably the leaders or the on-site agitators, and they're connected to that Soros group that wants the one world government. But it is a massive organization that's trying to pretend to be spontaneous.
And, because someone said the signs looked very suspicious, like they were handed to people.
Yeah, they're printed up days ago. And, there's no surprise. But yesterday you were saying you thought Trump would stay in Trump Tower. Do you think you need a reason for him to move now?
Yeah. I mean, he was saying it, though. A guy like that doesn't want to live in the White House.
No.
I mean, he was probably impressed for maybe the first half hour and then was like, wait a minute. They expect me to live here? Are you crazy? He's a billionaire with his own plane.
Yeah, but when you take him down into the Situation Room and you see that bunker and the wall monitors that show you all the world capitals that they've got connections to, it's a different game. Altogether. And then he owns Mar-a-Lago, which was the Southern White House.
Right.
So he's already got two White Houses already. He's got the one he'll move into and the one he owns.
I think it's starting to sink in, and I bet you some of this is starting to bum him out because, he can't just come and go anymore. I mean, you saw them pump up the security immediately, and he's not going to be able to go back to Trump Tower really that much.
And today he started getting the same briefing that Obama gets on security every morning.
Right.
So they're telling him the same stuff Obama hears, everything except for the covert operation.
Yeah.
So he knows all of the threat assessments going on every day now.
Right. I think, a lot of people are extremely bummed that, Trump is president. Let's not forget 8 years ago when Obama was elected, people were losing their minds just as badly because, And then they were basically thinking that Obama was just going to hand every black person a car or something. They didn't know what to expect.
Well, I don't think we had the protests as large as this. There were individuals who were pissed off and yelling.
Oh no, this is much more visual. You're absolutely right. But I'm just the pulse of America. When Obama was elected, people were losing their minds because they're like, "Wait, we got a black president?" I mean, let's be honest. The people were really freaked out about that.
Yeah, because
and
on
didn't
the news,
know what that meant.
And on the news, they were all dancing in the street. A lot of black people. So everyone's looking at it like, "You got to be kidding me! This is what he's going to do."
Yeah.
So.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I think if
you think we'll
a couple
be all right,
weeks.
Florentine?
Yeah, as soon as Lindsay Lohan or one of them does something crazy in like 3 or 4 days, everyone's going to be onto that.
Moving on to that.
Yeah. It just takes one of those train wrecks to fuck up.
I just don't. I come from the land where I just don't think one guy could drastically change things anymore. Right, Stump Brain?
Yeah, Obama didn't change it. There were a few things dramatically, but the country's still here.
Right.
And look, the Republicans control everything now, so they got to shut up and do something, or they're just idiots whining.
Yeah. I think this is going to motivate a lot of people in the Democratic Party, though. I think you're going to see some brand new leader really take hold of an opportunity here because that side is desperately looking for, a new leader.
they're already talking about 2020 and Michelle Obama, senator from California, maybe being the candidate. It's already being rumored. So, yeah, I don't know. But that's the only hope they have. Is there any other rising star other than the Castro guy from San Antonio?
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, Obama came out of nowhere, basically, and Trump came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So, and Trump just basically blew up the whole system. And so who knows what can happen in 4 years? Some guy could come out of obscurity in the Democratic Party and kick ass and win just like Trump with all the baggage.
Right. Yeah.
Is Trump man of the year? Does time have to make him man of the year?
Oh my God, yeah. Who else? This has never been seen before.
It's a total disruptor, and he totally burned down the system. So right. I got to give it to him.
And, Joe Biden and Mike Pence also met today. And, those guys are, they're old school. They've been in Washington for a while. They fully understand what goes on down there. So, they were probably having just a good old time. And, Biden was saying stuff like, wouldn't you wish you were a fly on the wall right now as those two are talking? And Biden was probably just making all sorts of jokes with Pence.
A week ago, Biden was talking about taking Trump behind the high school gym and beating the crap out of him.
Right, yeah. Oh, I know. That's why I understand, the peaceful transfer of power, but it's all bullshit. No one likes each other in this scenario.
No. And, Obama doesn't like the Clintons, but I don't know if he likes Trump any less, because Trump was the guy saying the whole birth certificate thing for 5 years.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Everybody. It's got to be tough for him.
Yeah, well, Biden would have beat Trump, right? If Biden would have ran,
that's what they're saying.
Handily.
Do you think Bernie would have beat Trump?
That's what they're saying. I think at one point it was 52-38 when they were starting to look at polls, Bernie versus Trump.
I think if you would have pressed the socialism card on Bernie, it might have been a little closer. But Biden's a walk easily. Biden would have just handed him his lunch and gone on.
Thanks for nothing, Biden.
Thanks, Joe. Well, it might be pretty interesting, Hope. I went on the transition website today.
Right.
There's 4,000 jobs open, and they're taking applications right now.
Really?
So if you're looking for a job change, you just go to the, makeamericagreat.gov.
Right.
You can fill out a job application right now.
Unbelievable. Did you see Obama's staff, just in shock as they were waiting for Trump to arrive?
I can't imagine. I would love to be that fly on the wall, as you just said. I'd love to hear what.
Oh no, there's a picture out there where they're losing their minds. They're scowling. There was another picture I saw where there's a woman. She's just absolutely hysterical and complete tears. Do you have that one, Paul?
Right there.
No, there was another one that popped up. This was inside. It was Obama's staff, and it was the second. Everyone on Twitter was saying, check out the woman second from the left. She was in complete breakdown mode because she can't believe this is going on.
There are two great montages on YouTube already of social justice warriors freaking out over Trump. They're screaming, they're crying.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. They're each about 7 minutes long, but they're 5 or 15 different whiny social justice warriors losing their minds.
Yeah. I mean, people are very freaked out about this. But I think some amazing things could come from this.
No one's expecting him to do anything, so if he does just an okay job,
right,
it's going to look good.
But I think amazing things from the other side, where they come from the ashes of what just happened, because they got their asses handed to them, and that side will wake up and go, look, we can't just keep doing the same old shit. Obviously, this guy came out of nowhere; he doesn't even have any experience, and he's now our president. So I think some big time leaders are going to pop up because of this, and people are going to get really, really motivated.
I think you're right. And look, they all predicted the markets were going to die. We had a 700-point drop in the Dow futures before it was confirmed.
Right.
And Paul Krugman of the Times said the market will never recover from a Trump presidency.
Yeah.
It went 250 points up yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's because everyone played their part. Because what they thought when Trump won the election, that everyone would start motherfucking him and he would be motherfucking other people back. But he played his part. Obama played his part. Hillary played her part. So it seemed like the whole country is just okay. And then, the stock market likes that type of thing.
it's up another 245 points today.
Right.
So
yeah, it's get rich time.
Money, money, money.
It's get rich time, Jimmy. You know you're happy. All the comics. I've been talking to comedians all night.
What's up, Sherrod?
We've been congratulating each other on this next 4 years of great jokes.
Oh, well, it's great.
Well, that's absolutely.
Well, it's great for our business.
It can't be better.
Well, see, I want to go back to an MC because you'll be the first one on stage to do those jokes.
Oh, you can get them out first.
If you're going to be the headliner, you're going to have a half hour of Trump jokes before you. Like, wait, what was the angle he used on Trump? Shit, I can't go that way.
Are you going to be in the green room just like Xing out jokes?
Yeah,
like, I can't do that one.
So to
Sherrod did that one. Fuck.
So the 7 other comics on the show that mentioned Trump, what I say is that's how it's going to go.
That's how it's going to go. I saw Alec Baldwin doing cartwheels down Fifth Avenue. He just made himself $10 million.
Oh, God, he's got a job for the next 4 years. Were you stuck at the protest, Sherrod?
I don't know what's going on outside. The traffic is horrendous.
Yeah, because we got the next president living here now.
Ain't that great?
So they got to have all sorts of free zones or whatever the hell they call it.
There's military trucks out there. I see guys in camouflage all on 42nd Street. It's crazy.
Because that's whether you like him or hate him, our president is less than a mile from where we're
How great is that?
broadcasting.
First, here's the thing. I thought we would never have another New York president. I'll tell you why. Because all New York politics is so filthy. As soon as they try to go for a national race, they're going to get exposed and go to jail.
Right.
That's why Hillary made it so easy for Hillary to come here to New York and become the senator.
Right.
Because all these dummies who were crooks got the hell out of her way because they didn't want to get exposed and go to prison.
Yeah, makes sense.
The Alphonse D'Amatos and all them, they scattered.
God, there's a whole bunch of those type of people.
They ran Rick Lazio against Hillary. Rick Lazio, who was a freshman congressman.
Right.
Because he wasn't in it long enough to be dirty.
Right.
That's the only reason he ran against her.
That's all they had.
So I thought we'll never get another New York president other than Hillary, who came in here trying to take it.
And she wasn't a New Yorker.
She wasn't a real New Yorker.
Where was she from? I don't even know
Arkansas.
anymore. Well, Arkansas, Illinois.
Yeah. But I thought we would never.
She went to college in Boston. I don't know where she officially is from.
It took a dude who never been in politics from New York to become a New York president. Right. Because New York politics is so filthy that you can't be in it for 15, 20 years and not be dirty.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You owe favors to people.
Yeah.
He owed nobody favors, and he was the only New Yorker who could do it.
Did you want Trump the whole time, Sherrod?
What?
Did you want him?
The comedian in me wanted him. The sane person in me did not want him.
We're always thinking of material, whether it's something tragic you go through your life or a president. You're like, all right, whatever.
The comic wanted the shit out of him.
I mean, I've said it all along. I didn't want either one, but the lesser of two evils, if you really pressured me on it, I probably would have leaned Hillary.
Yeah, I wanted neither one.
But even with that, I would have been thrilled with that.
I lean for the jokes. Wherever the better jokes are, if I'm having a foot in my ass, I might as well be doing some knock who's this.
Yeah. Did you see some of the footage of Trump and Obama?
What are they doing? Talking to the White House?
Making believe they like each other and
looking like buddy cops, looking like another 48 hours.
and Trump saying this is a great man. Very good. Sorry, I should have shut my mouth. Yeah, basically saying this is a great man to Obama. What about all the shit you said?
But that's politics.
And then Obama, what about the shit you said about him?
Well, yeah.
You basically said we're in trouble if he becomes president.
The country's bigger than that. We got to team up. We all on the same team at the end of the fucking fight.
Oh, God. I heard that on TV last night.
But we didn't realize that. That's why we need ISIS to sneak back in here. Because that's the only time we hold hands and pretend we're all on the same team.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. I say we all go outside and fist fight. Because that's what we all want to do. This is all bullshit.
Get it out.
Look at that fucking shot of Trump and Obama. They don't like each other.
That's why we need ISIS to moonwalk through the White House lawn. And then we'll go like this. Oh, we all we got?
No one was making me laugh all fucking day today.
What?
The famous grab her in the pussy video.
Yeah.
All right, so there were two.
Billy Bush is press secretary now.
There were two players in that video. One is now president of the United States of America, and the other just lost his $20 million easiest gig in the world.
Yeah, and now he's trying to make up with his wife, because supposedly his wife didn't talk to him for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh, really?
Now he's out hiking with her. You think Billy Bush wants to hike? You know you're in fucking trouble. You either banged your best friend or you just lost your fucking $20 million a year job if you're out hiking with your wife when they're married for like 15 years. You might hike the first 6 weeks you're dating a chick.
But not 15 years
yeah,
in.
she's like, gosh, she might bring a friend in. All right, I'll go for a hike if I'm going to get a threesome. Other than that, no one's fucking hiking.
No one.
No, you only hike the first 6 months?
6 months, maybe. That's it.
But, NBC should put, there's the hiking picture.
Yes. Yeah, somebody's looking for a coyote to push somebody into.
NBC should fucking rehire Billy Bush.
They should, but they won't.
Look, well, obviously we have forgiven Trump for what he said on that tape.
Yeah.
He's the president, so you got to give the Bushy his job back.
Maybe Fox News might pick him up.
Somebody should pick him up.
He'll be on a Young Turks.
Oh, it's making me laugh all day, though. The one guy got completely fucked. The other guy's the president of the United States.
How is that? This shows you that this country, the morality in this country, is pulling back and forth at each other.
We like to think we're better than the rest of the world, but in the end, let's be honest, we're not.
Of course not.
We're racist, we're sexist, we're just as ugly as everybody else. Oh, and that might piss you off to hear, but come on. Who are you fucking kidding? We treat our women just as bad as everyone else in the world, so we just don't cut off their clits.
That's right. Not literally. We do it figuratively.
I don't know, though. I'm feeling excitement now. Everything is now just fucking a mess.
Listen, even if you think you didn't get the president you wanted and everything, you feel oppressed now. Good.
Right.
Good. This is one of the best things. This is where the best art and music and everything comes out. Good. Be oppressed, motherfucker. Be sad and go make something magical.
Right. Just so you care about something.
Yes.
I always like when someo's bitching on Facebook about something. I go, as long as they care about something, I like it.
Exactly. As soon as I saw them protesting, I was like, good. It bleeds.
Yeah.
Bleed.
We are on the same page. I've been saying this all day because everyone's like, what the fuck? There's people crying in the streets.
Get over. Stop.
It's like when things get this messy, people step up. This is where you see like some incredible things happen.
Exactly.
And I'm not talking about a Trump presidency. I'm talking about all the people that are really deeply depressed by what they just saw occur. Those people will now, some of them will really rise up. I think you're gonna see an incredible leader come out of this from the other side.
I agree on both sides.
And then a whole bunch of people, they're like, what do I do with myself? What do I do now that Trump's president? Those people are gonna get motivated in their own lives, in their own whatever the hell they do for a living.
This will galvanize the right people and make the right people sad too. Some people ain't going to roll with this.
Right.
Ain't going to grow from this.
And just that Trump has so much baggage, the next person that comes along maybe did something in college that was really bad, but was 25 years ago, could never run for president. Now they can. Because like, all right, so what? You did that 20, he's divorced 3 times, did all this bullshit, blowing up businesses, all that stuff. So that's all out of the water. Who cares if some guy's already been married 4 times? If he's going to be amazing, we'll fucking take him. Before, if he was divorced once, you're like, he's divorced, can't vote for him.
Right. Some dumb shit like that. Good people ain't divorced, though. Can't make a wrong decision in love.
Can I throw this in the mix, though? The government is sneaky. Let's not forget. And I don't think they'll ever allow for this to happen again.
They can't stop it.
I don't know.
Once it starts rolling,
I don't know. They'll put some things in place. You watch. They're sneaky.
Like a moral clause to run for president?
They've already had those closed-door meetings going, what do we do to make sure someone like Trump never happens again?
I don't think they can stop this kind of thing. I think it's such a loose cannon.
With the social media and all that?
Yeah, they got too much freedom. They don't need right, but you don't need the networks.
I guarantee, though, that they're trying to figure it out, though.
Because Trump just was, using Twitter the whole time. He didn't have to talk to the media. Whenever they were twisting shit, CNN, he would just go on Twitter and go, no, that's not true. She's a fat slob. Don't believe her. Here's a naked picture. She did a porn. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Shit, I think you just gave me hiccups. Oh, God, I hope you didn't just give me hiccups.
It is
like everyone else. I checked Donald's Twitter today. It's already boring, just like I said.
Oh yeah, he can't stay on the same shit though.
I know, but I think a lot of people that voted for him are like, "Isn't this going to be great? He's going to be, tweeting in the middle of the night from the White House.
It's going to be a magical,
it's
visually.
Already boring."
When we get to see him mingle and mix it up with the other world leaders, oh my God, it's going to be so good.
No, let him be calm for a few days because everyone's out burning shit and protesting and stuff, and it could get really ugly if he calls them stupid. And
Barron's the new star of the family, by the way.
Oh yeah,
young Barron.
He's a tall son of a bitch already.
Yeah, he definitely got long right away.
He's pretty tall, and I didn't realize Mike Pence was a little fella. He's a little fella. When he's in front of that podium,
he looked like he's an NFL
look that
ref.
Small. Yeah, he does.
With his hat off.
Trump still looks angry in that picture. He's president now. He got it. He's still.
You know when they're going to throw down a flag and their hat because he ran out of flags and shit? That's what he looks like.
Someone has to say it. It's not that he looks angry. The guy is slightly on the spectrum.
Oh, yeah, slightly.
And something we have noticed in our house, he doesn't look anyone in the eye. Ever.
Oh, Trump, he'll look away from you fast.
Watch the video. This guy does not look anyone in the eye either, and that's a sign
of spectrum.
A little bit, a little taste.
That's also a sign of narcissism, though. Because you don't connect with people, so you don't look people in the eye. So
that's true. Yeah. So I don't know. This is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's going to be a ride, man.
I don't think the world blows up, but I think it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
A hell of a ride. Hell of a ride.
But you know what?
I don't want to catch up. You know he doesn't want to live down there. He was probably walking around the White House. He was probably impressed for the first half hour and then started thinking, wait a minute, they expect me to live down here? What the fuck?
Didn't he just open that hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue?
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe he keeps the whole top floor for himself and he gets a little, maybe gets to go there. I don't know. But
I don't know. And all the Republicans usually go to Camp David. He ain't going there either. He's
God, no.
Not going to be in the woods with a bunch of ticks.
No, he can't.
I've been down to Palm Beach. I got a place on the beach. I ain't going to fucking Camp David.
I remember when I was in college in Maryland, we used to drive, and you drive down like 95 or 695, you can see the signs for Camp David.
Oh, wow.
If you turn down there, they will stop you right away.
Right.
I would imagine it's a shithole at this point, Camp David.
No.
You think they've kept it up?
I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure.
I'll shut my mouth. But
golf carts.
But Trump doesn't want to go down there and play tennis and do a little horseback riding. Yes, Mikey.
There is good news for you. Trump posted what he's going to do on the first day, and it includes a massive tax cut. So there's all kinds of stuff that he's posted he's going to do, like undoing Obama's executive orders and stuff.
Yeah.
So right in there is total reform of the tax code, breaking it down to just 3 brackets. So 35% the max.
Look,
so there's some good news there.
Well, I mean, my extended family, there's certainly a lot of people that voted for Trump, and
it was all tax purposes too, I'm sure.
And we weren't.
All my friends said that. A lot of my friends was like, taxes, I'm not voting against that. Some of your rich friends don't give a fuck how you feel.
I mean, Trump's good for me personally, but I wasn't, motivated like, people that are very close to us. They were really into Trump for other reasons. And I knew if Trump became president, I would get a tax break.
Right.
That's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So what else you got, Stump Brain?
That's about it. I think we're going to see what happens later on. The transition team's going to be big because you'll start seeing who's going to be Attorney General, Secretary of State. It looks like Gingrich said he's not really interested unless he's kind of courted for it.
Well,
you don't need Newt Gingrich.
Didn't he get run out of Washington?
He's out. He's trying to act like somebody's got to come get him. Stop it.
If he said he's not interested, that means he's already got the word.
No.
This is why you got to talk openly about this shit. That means he already got the no, and he's spinning it in his favor.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Of course he'd want the gig. What else is he doing?
Well, and if the president asks, you generally say, yeah, I'll be there.
Right.
You're going to turn down the president of the United States? No. You got to do it. The only guy who didn't say yes was, who's the doctor on CNN who said, no, I don't want to be Surgeon General? The guy that...
Gupta.
Yeah, Gupta.
Sanjay Gupta.
Sanjay Gupta, yeah.
But he said no to the president. Who does that?
Ain't no money in it.
He has said more than that. He pretty much said that the world's in trouble with... look up Gupta. He has said some things about Trump, so of course he would say no.
No, I'm talking about from Obama.
From Obama, he turned it down. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I apologize.
Trump, but yeah.
All right, I was lost there for a second. Okay, yes. No,
and then Christie, it's not brain. Christie is, they don't know what's going to happen with this Bridgegate, so he doesn't want to give him a slot somewhere in case he gets indicted.
Okay.
Is that what's going on?
It's tough for him to get a Senate confirmation.
Yeah.
If he's got half his staff is in prison and the other staff are still waiting trial. It could be difficult. Could be a rough confirmation hearing.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. He may get something that he doesn't need to be confirmed on. He may get some kind of inside post.
Fat boy.
Pop-Tarts.
Boy.
White House chef.
Isn't he in charge of the transition team, though?
Yeah, he's in charge of the transition team, and they're saying he could pull a Dick Cheney and say, I couldn't find anyone for this job, so it should be me.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good move, though. That's a good DC move.
Yeah, good for him.
We'll see.
I'm predicting the protests get a little ugly tonight there, Stump Brain.
Oh, good. Good. I need something for my show tonight.
Look, I go with the George Carlin thing. He talks about when you see this type of thing on TV, we all secretly wish for the worst.
Oh yeah, we all want to see what can happen.
You say that, people are like, how could you say that? I'll do that again. But Carlin nailed that bit late in his life.
But ain't it
he's like, when you see forest fires, you want to see them burning from California all the way to New York. it's in our brains.
Yeah. We like destruction.
And you're right. They stopped traffic in New York and Chicago last night. And
today, fuck last night.
What?
Yeah, that move works, though. So once it works in one city, all the other cities go, hey, let's go stand on the highway.
Well, I mean,
it'd be a mess.
The media they're just... Aren't you part of the media? They're just the worst. I'm talking about the 24-hour cable networks. They showed all this on TV yesterday, so now, of course, other cities are like, thank you. Now we know what to do tonight.
And why?
The protesters, I mean.
Yeah.
CNN is sending out reporters without decals and mic flags because people were screaming at them in their faces, and it was getting a little ugly.
I did see some of that. I think in Chicago, one of the reporters was getting screamed at.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're sending them out almost incognito. They don't have the CNN jackets or the CNN mic flags. They're totally unmarked because they're worried about their safety, and I can understand why.
Well, they should. I mean, a protester on CNN last night said people have to die.
Oh, yeah, that's what she said. I heard she's like, people going to have to die for this.
People have to die. I don't know if she represents all the protesters.
No.
But then CNN throws it up there like, oh, she's representing everybody. Maybe it's just some crazy lady.
Living in the bag, eating out a garbage can. Used to be a fag hag.
Can I hear that, Paul? You got that from last night? Yeah, let's listen to this real fast. Oh, hold on. There you go.
Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. If we don't fight, who's going to fight for us? People had to die for freedom where we're at today. We can't just do rallies. We have to fight back. There will be casualties on both sides. There will be, because people have to die to make a change in this world. But Trump, enough with your racism. Stop splitting families. Don't split my family.
Okay. And you're fearful. What's the both sides she's talking about? Because Americans, we all won, ain't we?
Well, no, we're deeply divided.
Stop it.
We're deeply divided right now, Sherrod.
Not when you're in your house and your house is on fire and the firemen come. Nobody's like, you Republican?
Yeah. Who'd you vote for?
You're like, help me, please.
Right. I mean, right down the middle. I mean, it was a very close vote in the end, Stump Brain, right?
Yeah, pretty close, and it still looks like Hillary's going to win the popular but lose the electoral, so...
Yeah, Democrats got a hard time winning. When it's a close one, just give it to the Republican. That's how I see it.
Well, did you see Trump's tweets from, what is it, like 4 years ago, talking about the popular vote and how unfair that was?
Yeah, and now he's benefiting from it.
And now he's benefiting from it? Yeah, if you could find those, Paul, it's great. He was all about it. He was pretty much calling for a revolution, I think it was like 4 years ago.
But we always...
Here it is. The Electoral College is a disaster for a democracy. That's November 6, 2012. Because Romney what? Romney won the popular vote?
No, Romney didn't even come close.
Why did we not check on
but then what is he talking about in 2012?
I'm not sure.
Because that was a couple days before the election, so maybe he thought it was going to be a lot closer.
Right.
Yeah. And you watch, the Democrats are not going to work to try and take the Electoral College out of it. But it's the great equalizer. You can't remove it because you win California, Illinois, New York, or New York State and Florida, and you're going to win the election. Right. There's just so many bodies. And the founders were brilliant with the Electoral College. It makes it so the minority is protected.
And the Electoral College, it's just bullshit in the end. Those guys aren't going to do anything different than what the people voted for, right?
Yeah, they could, but they would be very unusual.
But they have in this election, and
what do you mean?
I mean, Hillary had more popular vote, but still lost the Electoral College.
But the electors in the Electoral College have not changed it. It's very rare that they would change their vote. They generally go with
that's what I'm talking about. In the end, they decide.
Right.
But they usually go with what the people have said. through the process of winning the states and all that.
Can we get a look at these people? What do these electoral college motherfuckers look like? Can we get them on screen and let's take a look at this?
That's what I mean. It's just
Klan rally.
That part of this is that part is also just bullshit. Because if there was ever a time that maybe they would think about going, you know what, I know what the people have voted for, but fuck this. Yeah. This would be the time, wouldn't it? If you're ever going to pull that move?
Not necessarily. I'm just thinking electoral college want tax breaks too. I'm just thinking these people are rich. I don't think these are poor people.
Yeah.
So if you rich, you want tax breaks.
Right.
And yeah, sure. And we don't know who they are. That's the great thing.
But we know they ain't broke. We know ain't nobody, one of them ain't a bus driver. We know that shit.
Maybe there's one in this room.
Prove me wrong.
Maybe there's one in this room right now.
That was one great thing about the debates when Hillary was calling Trump out that he didn't pay any taxes. He goes, yeah, I'm smart, with the loopholes.
Yeah.
He goes, and then he's like, it's the same loopholes all your friends have from the Clinton Foundation that use. Same ones you guys came up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it true, Stump Brain, that Romney had more of the white vote than Trump by like 1%, like 47 to 46? That less white people voted for Trump this time?
I don't know, but Trump won white women, and I think even white college-educated women, bigger for Trump than for Romney.
What did I say? I said it on stage. Women hate women.
Oh, some
women hate women.
Some women that are very close to me said that exact same fucking thing.
The right that in the end,
women hate themselves.
I've been sitting on stage for a year.
Not the
whole race.
And imagine if Hillary was hot, how much they'd hate her.
Oh, she wouldn't have a chance.
Forget it. Right?
No fat ankles.
She would only.
You better get out my husband's face.
She would only got the lesbian votes, right? Which would be what, 10% of all women?
Yeah, it was ugly. It's ugly. Well, listen, women had the majority of the votes for 80 years? They could have had a woman president. They didn't do it.
They couldn't come together.
They did it. They could not use any of us.
They could have broke the glass ceiling easily.
80 years ago. 80 years ago they could have did it.
Right.
But they're not doing it today. They didn't do it then.
But they have to blame themselves. They didn't.
I stay on stage, Opie. I go to women. Every woman, and women go like this. I go like this. Every woman in here, even on the way into this show, you saw another woman on stage, and you was like, "Look at this bitch."
Yeah.
Dudes don't do that.
Right.
We look if you got the same jeans and sneakers, but we ain't judging a nigga like that.
No. Not at all.
Women judge
as soon as they walk
from
on
the door.
Stage. Absolutely.
Yes.
Man, they were okay with the sexism in this election, huh?
Because the women don't like Hillary. It's like a sorority sister that they never liked, but they have to let her in because the school made them let her in.
and the women that
voted, like the bitch.
The women that voted for Trump know 7 people that are just like him that just say inappropriate shit all the time, and they've been friends
to him.
And they're friends with him for 30 years. They know that's the guy that's going to probably say something inappropriate. Oh well, they're just used to being around after a few beers and saying, "I want to grab that girl in the pussy right in front of her. I'd fuck her right in front of my family. That's terrible. I know your wife." All of that stuff. So these women have been around these guys. So if that Trump shit doesn't bother them.
It does not.
It doesn't bother them.
But it's the other people trying to protect us from words. Like, these women can't hear this. Women like, get the fuck out. It's like my uncle. My brother talks like this.
Right. Well, that came out in this election, too. The whole PC culture. People are
broken in half.
Have fucking had it with that being told what they could have at their desk, what kind of jokes they could have on their Facebook pages. They had it. And that came out in this election, too, right?
Yes. We get treated like kindergartners.
But to the women, you had this. This was yours to break the glass ceiling.
Yeah,
all you had to do was get together.
They won't get behind that bitch.
What percentage of the women voted for Trump versus...
I think it was 52% of white women voted for Hillary.
Yeah?
I mean, Trump.
Trump? Unbelievable.
I believe it. I believe every word of it.
As a human being... Do you feel bad about Hillary right now?
No, she had a good run. She had a good pub.
My heart breaks for her.
No, stop it.
As a human, it does.
No, it doesn't.
No, because
really,
no.
Dude,
you lost one.
I'm not a Hillary supporter. I promise you that. But as a human being, she worked her whole life to get to this point. She was this fucking close, and it was taken away from her. She's got to be out of her mind. I bet you she's dead within a year, and that's not because she's gravely ill, like Lionel said yesterday. I think this breaks her heart. Just kind of like those old college football coaches that finally retire, and within a year they're done because they have nothing else.
Yeah,
I think that happens to Hillary.
I think so too. Because her political career is over. This is it.
And as a human, that doesn't bother you?
No, she had the best run. Good.
She had a great run, but it means nothing because she didn't get the top prize.
Go be a grandma.
For the last 25 years, she was focused on being the first female president.
And guess what? You didn't get it. It's like in the fucking American Idol. Play that song.
And a guy that's officially not in politics beat you.
Yeah. So you going out like this.
How do you even sleep at night? How do you sleep at night?
Like in American politics, you got beat for the presidency by a black dude and Donald Trump.
See, that's hilarious.
Holy shit.
But to my point, she's got to be just pacing wherever the fuck she lives. Like, what
on
the
paper,
fuck?
she beats both these guys.
Yeah, because Obama was just a junior senator. He had he had experience, of course, but not a ton of experience. Comes out of nowhere. And then, and then she's got to wait the 8 years. Now she's an old lady, and then she's a billionaire with no experience. That is depending on who you talk to, is a racist, he's also sexist, and everything else. Grabbing women's pussy, beat you for the presidency.
She should have took the hint when Obama beat her. Take the hint. They don't want you. They don't like you.
Wow.
You did a lot of good work for the country. God bless you. We all appreciate it. But they don't want you as president.
She just didn't come.
You lost to the black dude.
She didn't come across genuine in the end.
Yeah.
But, her final speech, and pretty much that's her final speech, it was pretty good.
It was a good speech.
It was a pretty good speech. And I was thinking to myself...
All that shit about the girls, though, and for the young ladies watching, it's like, Hillary, if they took you in the back room and told you, if you kill an 8-year-old girl right here, you win. Yeah. You would slice that bitch's throat with your hands.
She said what she said what she felt like she had to say, but it didn't come across completely genuine. You know what I mean?
Just that she didn't come out after and do a concession speech that night.
It was late, too.
But she still could have done it. That's what they usually do.
She's a 70-year-old woman.
She sends the
grandmother,
whatever, out there and go to sleep. It's still not over.
See, I don't see it that way. No, because at the Javits Center, let's remember what was going on 2 days ago. Where no one called it this way, not even Stunt Brain, who knows way more about this shit than me. We all were like, Trump's going to lose. I said he was going to get
it's going to be close. I thought Trump was going to win.
I said he was going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
But last week I did say, and I wish I could have held to it, I said, man, I'm starting to think he has a shot at this. But then I panicked and said, no fucking way.
I got a whole year of race wars that I've been saying Trump's going to win. Me and Trey, I got a year of tapes on it. And Lewis is not his head. He was there. I was like, I can't wait. And Aaron didn't even show up. Aaron, who was on our show, who was like, there's no way you don't know what you talk. Boy, did she have to eat crow. But she didn't even show up yesterday for race wars. I was like, we might not even see Aaron again in life.
Let me ask you, Sherrod. So for a year, you're saying Trump's going to win, but the last week or two of race wars.
I said it's close. I said it's going to be close.
Were you starting to say Hillary?
I just said close.
Okay.
I said close.
When Hillary canceled her fireworks, I was like, all right, man, there's something. She knows something.
I wanted to see if the fix was in, because they know how to pull these backdoor shits and make things happen.
I think they know a lot more of the results way before they throw it in front of Wolf Blitzer.
Oh, yeah, they knew. She knew she lost way before we knew she lost.
Who was in here? It was me, Stumpering. Were you here when we talked about the canceling of the fireworks?
Oh, yeah.
We all looked at each other like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about?
Yeah,
I think at that point she knew that this was going to be very close.
I think she knew she was going to lose when they canceled.
Really?
Yeah. You got to give them a heads up.
But to your point, so the Javits Center was that was set up like one big party, and then I think Stuntbrain told me yesterday they had a special effect where they were going to... Go ahead, Stuntbrain.
Yeah, they were going to have a glass ceiling break, so that when she came out and made the announcement, she was going to finally shatter the glass ceiling.
So to your point, you spent a lot of time on that special effect. Right. You got fireworks that are going to go off in the middle of the Hudson River. Everyone is there, a million celebrities. Everyone is drinking, partying, joking, and then the whole mood changes into a funeral.
How great is that?
How the fuck?
That's amazing.
Do you walk out on that stage and say...
You have to.
No, I understand you probably have to, but I understand where that, is such a tough spot that maybe you just...
Look, Beyonce's crying.
Right? It's like the Super Bowl when some team upsets the other team, like, there's no way they're going to win. Like the Giants beat the Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
17-0. They're going for 18-0.
Yeah.
Belichick and Brady still let it come out afterwards.
Yeah.
They had to throw away those, Super Bowl hats that they had printed up.
They're in Haiti right now.
Yeah, I know. They had that champagne on ice. All those hats they're ready to put on. But they had to show up at a press conference afterwards, after the game, and go, "Hey, man, we fucking lost."
If she was a good sport, she would have went out on that stage at 3 a.m, whatever the hell it was, and let them just pour blood on her head from above. Give her the Carrie moment.
Pig's blood.
But that's the spot she was in. It was a total Carrie moment. It was supposed to go, turn out another way.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Oh, boy.
They're all going to laugh at you.
My heart definitely, as a human being, hurts for her a little bit. The last few days, and I know I hear about the crooked shit and all that. I hear you. You don't have to scream at me, but as a human being, I'm like, wow, she worked her whole life, and then she has to watch TV today and watch Obama and everybody giving the Trumps the tour.
The tour of the White House.
She knows was supposed to be hers today.
And she already had her plans where she's going to put everything.
Yep.
I'm going to put the dresser back where it was, where it belongs.
I need a place for my grandkids.
She still had the old key she's ready to use.
The skeleton key around her neck.
Right. That's gotta hurt. Oh, shit.
Did you see what the Obamas did, though, to the Trumps?
No.
What?
They canceled the typical photo op with the two couples posing. They said, no thanks.
Yeah, in the Rose Garden. That's right. That's a tradition where you got and they said no to that. See, that's all you need to know. So don't listen to the news when they say, oh, look at how nice everything is. They're doing the whole peaceful transfer of power thing. They fucking hate each other.
It's a good reminder, man. That's why checks and balances. It's like, just remind you, this country is not what you think it is as soon as you think it's something.
Right.
It's different, and it's constantly changing.
Right.
And you either get on the train and go get ran over, period.
I think Trump is a little scared. I think he's a little scared now. He's realizing, oh, my God, I did it. And now what the fuck? I can't live in Trump Tower anymore. I can't even just wander out and get a slice of pizza.
Be careful what you wish for.
Right. And I think he's going to surround himself with a lot of people that really know what the fuck they're doing.
We'll see.
And that's why I don't think this country is in that much trouble.
We'll see, because you know what vice presidents like to do? Pass the blame.
Well, Mike Pence.
And business has got 19 vice presidents, not one.
Right.
So he's going to have a bunch of vice presidents. One dude who's going to be an official vice president. Yeah. There's going to be a whole bunch of moving parts.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So Dow closes up 250 points.
Yeah, because they boys in the White House.
Man,
he's one of them.
There you go. So, wow, that's a quick hour. We didn't even do anything yet.
Yeah, that was all right.
Anything else, Stunt Brain?
That was a quick 20 minutes for Sherrod.
I was in a damn car for an hour 45 minutes.
I know. Believe me, I got to get out of the city later.
You got to go to Jersey.
Yeah.
Anything else, Stunt Brain, on this?
Yeah, that's worse.
That's it. I'm gonna hit it, punch it out.
That's it?
Yeah, well, that's all I got today. I'll check in tomorrow.
All right, if you get anything else or if anything breaks, just give us a call, man. This is your wheelhouse. All right?
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of having fun now. I was like, what the fuck? And now I'm like, holy shit.
I still don't understand the protests at, like, Trump Tower. Like, what is that about? Why are you protesting in a city or the state he won?
He didn't win New York.
I mean,
he got his ass kicked in New York.
Well, why would you even protest at Trump Tower? Why wouldn't you go to the heart of where his constituents are and try to fight that?
Right. Well, they're
instead of New York City is what I'm saying.
Well, as soon as you get outside the city,
they're at his house.
Yeah, they wanted to go to his house. There you go.
That's not his house. That's the lobby in the mezzanine. His house is on the 104th floor.
Yeah.
He can't even hear them up there.
They're protesting outside the gift store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A TCBY yogurt is getting protested. Can't get up to him.
What happens with the protesters, Stumper? That's your final question. I mean, does it just fade away?
I think, like Occupy did eventually. The colder it gets, the less likely they'll be out there protesting.
That's true.
So we'll see what happens. These people aren't going to get any sympathy from the NYPD. They gave them a little room last night.
Right.
But slowly but surely. There were 5,000 people out there when it, I guess, bulged to its biggest.
Yeah.
But an hour and a half later, it was 500, and most of them were media.
We're laughing because they're showing the video clip. I talked about it earlier. You got Speaker Ryan showing Trump and Pence the view from the Capitol, and you know Trump's like, I'll show you a fucking view. This is nothing. You see that, Sherrod?
This is unbelievable.
But that's Ryan's balcony, and he's pointing out that you can see Trump's hotel from there. Now they're buddies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all of a sudden they're buddies. That's all horseshit, too. God, they're all just full of
shit.
Thank you. I was going to try to like clean it up.
So let me get this straight so I understand what's on the screen. Yes. Eddie Murphy's out and Nick Nolte's taking over? Yeah. So Nick Nolte is president now.
He is in Graves.
So Graves. Is Graves coming to life?
Graves, okay. Right.
I feel it.
All right, buddy.
And Graves is a good show, too, if you haven't seen it.
It is a good show.
I know, they're talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, so awesome.
All right. Thank you, Stump Brain.
See you, gentlemen. Take care.
All right.
And speaking of Graves, I think they just got themselves 4 seasons because he got elected.
Sure.
Because the president, spoiler, he snaps in the first episode, and that sets the whole precedent for the series.
Yeah. Great. All right. The phones have been lit for an hour straight. So maybe after the break, but some of the calls, will Trump abolish gay marriage? Well, Mike Pence is not a fan.
But Trump is a New Yorker. No.
Trump used to be a Democrat.
He's not going to touch gay marriage.
He doesn't have a problem with that. The abortion thing, it depends.
He's pro-choice.
I know he is, but
you think he might play to the right?
He puts in Supreme Court and all that other stuff. So you got
to finish an obstacle course before you can get to the abortion.
You tell me Trump didn't have any chicks get an abortion over the years, please.
During his campaign,
he's got a fucking punch card.
That's on call.
Yeah.
I get a free sandwich.
Did you just say he had a punch card?
He's got a punch card.
Right. Yeah. Very good. Andrew on Long Island, Orlando was insane. People lost their minds. Yes. Dean in Canada. If Trump lost his speech, would have had to have been right away.
Wait a minute. In Orlando, they say they're insane. Like, they're mad or they're happy?
Well, I would assume Orlando.
No, they're mad.
Yeah.
Orlando's very Democratic.
Yeah, Orlando's a Hillary city.
Okay.
And but a lot of Florida certainly isn't, but Orlando definitely.
The big thing with Orlando, too, is the nightclub that got shut up, the gay nightclub.
Right.
And there's a huge gay community down in Orlando, and they're worried about everybody else about what, like Pence mostly, what they're going to do about the LGBT.
Trump had
the tranny stuff,
but didn't he have a gay guy come out during his the Republican National Convention?
Gay never came off like anti-gay to me.
No, he does. He's never done that. And he's never he didn't talk about religion once during that whole convention,
which is great
because he's not religious. He doesn't give a shit about that,
which is great.
It is great.
He did say nobody knows the Bible like I know it.
Yeah,
all right. Well, that, but yeah,
we don't know shit compared to Mr. Trump. Oh, sorry, President Trump.
President-elect.
President-elect. Crazy.
It is a good thing.
Jim Florentine in studio. I want to play a little What Would Jim Florentine think a little later.
What is that?
Ask Jim Florentine?
Ask Jim Florentine.
Or what would he... it's more like what... things we do.
Uh-huh.
And then you ask Florentine, and he's always like, ugh.
See, I don't think there's not too many things I can get Sherrod on. I really think that he...
No, he's a softie.
Yeah? But that's all right. You could be soft, but I mean...
He does some things.
Well, you mean like filthy things?
No, like I take a bath every once in a while.
Okay.
And like Florentine would be like,
you know, if you got a jacuzzi like in your hotel room.
No, I don't have a jacuzzi. A regular bath.
A little jacuzzi tub. I don't, you go in there.
No, just a regular bath.
Like a bath in a bathtub? Like in the bathtub? Laying down in it?
I'll take a bath every once in a while.
Making your own personal soup?
Egg drop.
Egg drop.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's like Florentine's like a man's man.
No,
I get it.
So then if you throw some, like I like some fruity beers, and that just drives him nuts. Things like that.
You don't drink an apple beer? You're not down with that kind of shit?
No, and I've seen you do shots of tequila.
Yeah.
Not even chilled. He doesn't even give a shit. See, that's what. Yeah, I can't get him on it. Yeah.
What kind of beer do you drink?
I drink a lot, but I drink Heineken probably mostly.
That's perfect for Florentine.
See, that's what I drink. Heineken. Yeah,
that's perfect.
It's a man's beer.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell him I drink a grapefruit beer, and he's out of his mind.
That's not even a real thing, right? There's no grapefruit beer.
I'm going to break Sherrod down.
There is.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
You don't even know there's grapefruit beers?
What are you talking about?
See, I didn't know Florentine was coming in. I was going to bring all this stuff next time. I didn't. We'll have to do it the next time.
So it's like apple beer, but with grapefruit.
Apple beer is cider. One.
Yeah, cider.
That's cider.
But
that's cider.
So what is a grapefruit beer?
Wait, you haven't seen all the fruit beers yet?
No, nigga.
They got lemon. They got
now lemon. I understand because you put a lemon in your.
Well, now you don't even have to put it's in the actual beer.
It's fermented with the beer.
Right.
Yeah.
What else? You got like grapefruit,
blueberry. You got everything.
Yeah. So
man, you got to make it a life choice. Either eat fruit or drink beer. You can't bring both those worlds together.
No. The Schafferhofer, I was a big fan of that, but they're really sweet. You can't have a lot of those.
Now, when you like
that's
a German,
almost like I would almost say like a wine cooler. It's so sweet.
Now, I understand if you drink these kind of beers, if you're German and you drink every day.
No, the Germans wouldn't be drinking this shit. That one's really good, though.
Well, Schwarzenoffen. That's the name of it.
The Lennenkugels?
Oh, my God, these names.
The Lennenkugel. No, the Lennenkugel Grapefruit Shandy. That one I would have you try, and I wouldn't be embarrassed.
Are you not embarrassed by saying the name? The other one, Grapefruit Shandy?
I'd rip the label off and go, here, Sherrod, I got you a beer. Like, what is this? I don't know. It's just drink it.
What is that, shampoo? Herbal essence.
Garnier Fructis.
The Schafferhof, I would be embarrassed for you to try, definitely. But the other one I wouldn't. And then the Ruby, the Shiner Ruby Redbird.
Up there?
I had that in Austin, Texas for the first time. That's a really good beer.
All right, I got to try them out. I ain't going to judge them before.
But then there's ones that certainly get a bit fruity.
These beers look like a Hillary presidency.
Yes. Anyway, so we bring up things that we have done, and then Florentine either gives us like the pass or says,
okay,
what is fucking wrong with you? And I'm going to break you down. I bet you got one.
I'm sure I did.
I got you. I bet you got one where Florentine would be like, ugh.
Grossed out by it.
I'm trying to think what it would be.
I reuse condoms.
I can't believe you wear them.
He got me.
All right, phones are lit. We also got to play the Chelsea Handler crying video.
What? Oh, crying because
they got a lot of celebrities. They said they were going to move. You know, they were going to leave the country, and now they're all like,
They didn't say they was going to leave the country, Ope. They said we're going to go to Canada, which is just as racist as they say Trump is. It's like, why not go to Mexico? It's just as close.
Right.
But you don't like Mexicans like Trump don't like them.
But now they're...
White people got a weird way to hide their racism. I'm moving to Canada, where it's white.
Yeah, completely white.
But it's just as close right here. You go to Mexico.
Look at this Chelsea Handler. What the fuck's wrong with her?
A lot of things.
What the fuck? She's crying her eyes out.
A lot of things. Because this,
wait till you hear why she's not moving.
She's looking like Nick Nolte.
Wait, she promised.
They all promised, but now they're all backing off and saying, well, I didn't really mean it. Or, has there ever been a guy?
Yeah, that actually moved?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, Bobby Fischer.
It's a very easy way to get your name in the press. If so-and-so does this, I'm leaving the country. It's a classic way to get some press.
Yeah.
But now they're being called out on it. Like, well, you said you're leaving the country. Trump's the president. What do you do? And then they have to kind of, back out of it.
Pussies. Cowards. Phonies.
But now, if you really want the press, you'd be the person that actually does.
Well, the only one who ever did was Johnny Depp. For the longest time, he was saying how he hated this country and everything was run, and then he moved to France.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of pussy.
But that wasn't a, if this happens, I am leaving the United States.
Right. And plus, he was from Tennessee, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
He wanted to mix it up. So get some of that French pool.
He's got some LA action now.
Yeah.
So, we're going to take a break.
Can we plug the podcast before we do that?
Oh, yes. The podcast. What's on the podcast?
The Opie Radio podcast this week is Jerry Cooney versus Kevin Brennan.
Oh, nice. All right. I like that.
Two meatheads.
Brother Wee stops by.
Nice.
And we wrap it up with Donald Trump's call into the show from 2006.
Oh. You know what I was... Eric, could you find all the times Trump called the show?
I think that was it.
No, me and Anthony had a few calls with him.
Oh, I'll have to look way back then.
Yeah, no, Trump called the show, I don't know.
That's the only call I have during the satellite years.
He called a few times besides
Wait, did you ever see the footage with me, Trump, and Melania?
No.
Yeah, Good Morning America. It was me and Melania, then Trump called in and fired me on air.
Can we find that?
And I told him I'll see him at the house. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll bring.
No, I want to play it on the show.
We got to play it. Yeah,
we'll do that.
It's funny as shit.
Also,
by the way, get the podcast on iTunes.
Oh, sure, of course.
You got to put Melania and Trump in there.
And then Anthony called the show yesterday, so it's the third call we've done in recent years, actually. And I put the audio up on my YouTube channel, Opie Radio. It was another really fun call. What Paul?
That's going to be like when Opie and Anthony get in the room for this first time. That's going to be like Obama and Trump. Got the photo op, and it was supposed to be 15 minutes or an hour and a half.
Let me guess who's the black one.
We'll do just fine in the same room at this point.
Yeah, you would. I can't wait till that happens.
What are you doing, Paul? Did you have something?
Mm-mm.
Okay, but it's up on my YouTube channel. We're trying to get 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're getting close. Opie Radio on YouTube. There you are.
Me and Lonnie?
We're doing that
We'll do it
next.
when we come back.